delivering a number of products which will be presented and discussed today and tomorrow, and will allow those through an active dialogue to continue strengthening cooperation to respond to oil and chemical pollution incidents in the Mediterranean region. The objective of Medexpol, sorry, I will project. I don't know if you can see my screen. Here we go. So the objective of the Medexpol 220 is to learn about these tools and deliverables. And share views and comments, explore together, and consider the use of this tool and deliverable beyond the project geographical scope, and expand it to the whole region. Just to confirm, do you see my screen? Is the presentation shared on the screen? No. Let me go back to this one. Okay, is it working now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So the Mediterranean Sea covers indeed less than 1% of the world ocean. However, it is strategically located in the at the interface of the three continents of Asia, Europe, and Africa, and at the crossroads of the three maritime corridors. In 2019, oil and chemical tankers calling to ports or passing through the Mediterranean represented 27% of the world fleet. The number of accidents leading to a major pollution have considerably reduced over the past 50 years due to measures put in place by the International Maritime Organization and the support of regional initiatives such as REMPEC. However, accidents still occurs, and between 2009 and 2018, 272 incidents were recorded in the Mediterranean region. I repeat, 272 incidents. The recent incidents of the Wakasho oil spill, which was referred in the opening speech, in Mauritius, and the warning from the Nabarima floating storage carrying 173,000 tons of oil on board, which was a few days ago suffering water ingress, which today seems to be under control according to a statement from the government of Trinidad and Tobago. This incident reminds us that we still need to prepare for such incidents until the demand for fossil fuel remains. So Medexpol is a regional forum which brings together experts from the region and outside the region to exchange best practices and provide recommendations for further consideration by the contracting parties to the Barcelona Convention. This year, we will not have the pleasure to meet physically as it was originally planned in Monaco. But this will not stop us to continue our work and efforts. Actually, we believe that the format of the online event allows for a new way of running our meeting with a greater involvement and participation from countries and partners. And this event will is your event, and I'm sure that you will make the best of it. So for each session, following the intervention from the project partners, we identified a moderator and a rapporteur for each session. The moderator will guide the discussion at the end of each session and prompt you through interaction which are crucial all along this event. So we count on your participation and active contribution to the discussion. So the agenda is presented in front of you, and it's also available on the document which has been published on REMPEG websites. The agenda is the document 47/2. And in the first session, William Giraud and Arnaud Guénat from CEL will present the multi-regional HNS response manual, and Ms. Phyllis Thedros from REMPEG will introduce the upgrade of Mitsistrock. A discussion will be moderated by Marcus Elavure from ELCOM with Laura de la Torre from Bonn Agreements, who will act as a rapporteur. And the session will run and we'll have a break until 1:30. We will resume at 1:30 after the lunch break, sharp, with the session 2 proposing solution to ensure the use of a unique and common emergency communication system for the Mediterranean. Mr. Malek Smawi from REMPEG will then present the outcome of a survey carried out through the Mediterranean Technical Working Group. And Mr. Rani Amir from Israel will moderate the discussion with Mr. Navarro Cabreras from Spain, who will act as rapporteur. Under the session 3, Madame Marie-Sophie Dufaurichet from the SGMR, and I'm sorry, Marie-Sophie, if I didn't have a picture of you, so we'll have the pleasure to see you on the screen later on today. Marie-Sophie will present the outcome of the study on the synergies between the sub-regional agreements established in the Western Mediterranean region. And although the study addressed plans in place in the Western Mediterranean region, I'm convinced that the recommendation resulting from the study could be applied to other existing and future plans in the rest of the Mediterranean region. Mutualization of capacities and interoperability are essential to ensure a successful cooperation, and why not dreaming about a network of interconnected sub-regional agreements. You will be invited to react on this matter by the moderator, Mrs. Nawal Zubair from Morocco, while Mrs. Anne Vissio from the Secretariat of Ramosh will be the rapporteur for this session. And finally, Mr. Malek Smawi will present the template which allowed countries participating in the project to assess the response capacity and clarify mobilization procedures. Mr. Mevrik Zamit from Malta will moderate the discussion under this agenda item, and the first day will finish at 5 p.m. This afternoon. And all participants will be invited to join MedExpol 220 on the second day, tomorrow, at 10 a.m. sharp for the final presentation addressing the assessment of oil spill response planning and readiness management by Mrs. Annabelle Kopek and Georg Brandt from ITOF, with the case study presented by Mr. Samir. Sorry, there is microphone, please. Thank you. The discussion following the discussion will follow a presentation to be moderated by Ezio Amato from ISPRA, one of our partner, and Samir Khedira from Tunisia will act as rapporteur. And finally, the last session will be between after a break between 11:30 and 12 tomorrow. The Secretariat during that break will meet for to prepare a presentation of the main conclusion of the recommendation to be introduced by the rapporteur of the various sessions. And we will actually invite the rapporteurs this evening at 5:30 to join the Secretariat to have a short discussion also on the way forward for tomorrow's session between noon and 12:30. So the closure of the event is expected at 12:30 tomorrow. Now, some basic rules. So first of all, I'll invite the speaker to kindly stick to the allocated time, as the microphone will be muted after the allocated time. You will be given some heads up before to make sure that you're aware that you are going over your time, but please respect the timing. The speaker also requested to speak slowly to ensure that the interpreters can do the job properly and allow all participants to get the message from the speakers. So please make sure you speak at a reasonable rhythm to allow interpreters to communicate in the other language. So speakers are also requested to highlight any conclusions, recommendations, or actions from the participants to be showed on the screen for further discussion during the session. Any participants can request the floor by raising their hands by pressing the hand button. The Secretariat will mute all the microphones of speakers who are not invited to take the floor, to ensure that we do not have background sound. So you will unmute your microphone only after being invited to do so by the facilitator. Question and comments or suggestions should be short and concise to allow other participants to intervene with the limited time available. Participants and speakers, as well as members of the Secretariat, are requested to keep, again, the microphone on mute until it is their turn to speak, to set up the mobile on silent modes and stay in a quiet room without background noise to avoid interference when taking the floor. The Secretariat will mute microphone as required, again, as I mentioned earlier. Participants are primarily invited to raise their question by requesting the floor. However, should the time for discussion elapse and participants still have questions, they can use the chat to raise the question, which will be answered by email after the event. Should you face any technical issues, please also use the chat to request assistance or send email to the Secretariat, who will endeavor, with the support of the technician from Interaxio, to provide the required support to you. So finally, for your information, please find some figure on the participants to this online events. So we registered 75 participants, counting with 14 Mediterranean countries. This number may have increased since yesterday. We also have, I'm very pleased also to see 6 countries from the North Sea and the Baltic, and I thank you and welcome you in this event, as well as the participation of a representative from Canada. Again, thank you for joining us, as well as a representative of the Secretariat of the 3 regional agreements. And I think that's one of the model of this project, is really this cooperation between the agreements to put our effort together and resources to provide a deliverable useful for our respective region, and I believe beyond the 3 regions. We also have 3 West Mopoko technical partners, CEDR, ISPRA, and ITOF, and 7 partners of REMPEC. So we extended the participation to other partners to attend this meeting, and I'm pleased to see some progress also in the gender balance, although we're still about 11% below the target of 50%. So I continue, and I take this opportunity to invite all focal points to consider the gender balance when nominating the representative to attend this meeting. So now I hope you will enjoy this 2020 edition of Medexpol, and I wish you a fruitful and successful dialogue. And now I'll invite our moderator, Marcus Elaviuri from ELCOM, to take the floor to open the agenda item 3. And I wish you all a beautiful day and a very nice workshop. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.